Hey guys, good afternoon. Happy Thursday to you. Daryl Dyke with Noble Mortgage and Investments. Just wanted to give you guys a quick update on what's going on in the market. Another tough week, right? Another tough week. Unemployment numbers came out this morning, and we've now had almost 10 million people file for unemployment in the span of 2 weeks. That's 10 million people in the span of 2 weeks. So it's just unbelievable, very, very surreal. So what does this do to housing? First of all, if you look at the HAR numbers, listings are down. Nobody's wanting to move right now. So people that are moving are the people that absolutely have to. So listings are definitely down. Realtors are not able to operate in the same capacity as they could. They've shut down all open houses, so they're doing everything virtually. Houses are still moving. We're still doing loans. So we're seeing definitely some activity. It's certainly slowed down. We can feel that, but it's definitely going to have a damper on housing. I think we can recover really, really well once we get through this virus, which who knows how long that's going to be. Most experts are saying it's going to be at least a couple more months. So everybody needs to get comfortable with the lifestyle that we have now and be thankful for what we do have. So it's certainly changing the landscape, and something I was thinking about is how does this change the landscape of our world going forward? Is working remotely going to be the new thing for a lot of people? And I think it's going to change a lot. And you don't just hire back 10 million people like that. It just doesn't happen. So where are these people going to go to work? So I think there's going to be a lot of new opportunities and new businesses that spur of this. I think we're going to lose a lot of businesses because of it as well. But I think there's certainly going to be opportunity here. But once you shut down an engine like the U.S. economy, it's not just going to go back to the way it was. Everything is going to be different. Everything is going to be different going forward. I'm a firm believer in that. But I'm also a firm believer that everything can be better as well, but it's certainly going to be an adjustment. The $2 million stimulus that was passed last week, my real estate investors, my realtors, anybody that owns a business, you need to be filing for this loan. It's a loan that can be forgiven 100%. So if you haven't filed for this loan, the application can be filed as soon as tomorrow, April 3rd. Tomorrow's the first day. So if I were you, if you have a business, even if you're a sole proprietor, if you're a massage therapist, if you're a realtor, if you're an independent contractor, you can file for this, okay? And it might be able to get you some money. And if you have a business with employees, it could be very, very helpful, because the way they've worded it is you can borrow up to 2.5 times a year's worth of employee salaries, including commissions. 2.5 times. Think about that. So if you have 5, 6, 10 employees, you're going to get 2.5 times their salary for the entire year of 2019. Now, what can you use this money for? There's still a lot of questions about it. I've been going on webinars and listening and so forth. But number one, you can pay your employees. And number two, you can pay your rent. So restaurants, all your employees, all the rent that you have, if you own several, I have good friends of mine that own several restaurants. I've sent them the application. So if anybody has questions about this, I'm not an SBA lender. I can't make any money on these. I'm just trying to be helpful. But if you have questions on it, send me an email. I can even send you the application to fill out. It took me about an hour. I filled it out yesterday for myself. It takes about an hour to fill out, lots of detailed questions and so forth. But you can submit it as early as tomorrow. And these lenders are going to be backlogged big time, because tomorrow's the first day. So get your application if you haven't. I have lots of realtor friends that I've sent it to as well. So if you have questions about that, send me an email. My email is askdaryl@noblemortgage.com. ASK Daryl, DAREL @noblemortgage.com. You can send me a question on anything other than anything to do with the real estate market, mortgage updates, anything like that. But if you need information about the SBA Loan Program, let me know. It's a good program, and if you do certain things, it's 100% forgiven, which is huge. So that's what they passed. A lot of experts think that that's just the tip of the iceberg. They think there's going to be a lot more stimulus money coming, because they didn't expect this many people. We had just this last week over 6 million people file. So it's been over almost 10 million in 2 weeks. So there's going to be more money coming into the market. And they're also being very, very forgiving in this SBA loan package. They are looking at credit and everything else, but from what I understand, they're being very, very easy. They're even offering like a $10,000 upfront, even if you don't get approved, you don't have to pay it back. So right now, the Fed's just trying to pump money into the system. So take advantage of it. That's what it's there for. Good news today. I'm all about good news. Oil is up 15%, so oil is at $25. Still extremely low. Not anything that's sustainable, but it looks like the Saudis and the Russians are going to work things out. There was a big announcement today that that's possibly going to happen. So oil is up 15%. It's at $25. You can't go wrong with that. At least it's a good thing. What's going on in the mortgage world? We're still here. I'm at my office, as you can see. I'm very, very thankful. Today is Thankful Thursday, and I am thankful that I can go to work. I'm a social creature, so I like to be around people. And even though we don't have a lot of people up here, we're still here working. I have my admin staff and one of my VPs and actually one of my loan officers preferred to come to the office. Most of my loan officers are working remotely, but we're all still working. So thankful for that. But we are making loans. We're seeing a lot more buy and hold strategies coming across. Flip market is still there. I think you have to be careful. We've extended our terms instead of 6 month to 9 month terms. So I think that gives people a little extra time to buy and fix up and get them on the market. I think by then, hopefully we'll be past all this. So I'm not sure what's going on in permitting. I'm trying to get some information on that. So anybody that has information on that, let me know if permitting has slowed down with the city of Houston. Questions about adjusting ARVs and so forth. The appraisers are not doing that. It's kind of a lender by lender thing. I have talked to a few of my competitors, and everybody is obviously being very, very careful right now, making sure that our borrowers are well insulated with cash reserves to get through this tough time. And other thing I always tell everybody, anytime you're in a market like this where there's a lot of uncertainty, you're going to have multiple exit strategies. So if you are flipping, make sure you have another exit strategy, because flipping, it may not be there. The house might sell, it may not sell. The market, you know where the market's going to be in several months. So if you can have the possibility to rent it out, make sure you're qualified up front. And the only way you're going to get qualified up front is to talk to a lender who does both, which we do. We do hard money and conventional. The non-QM market, gone right now, completely gone. So we're getting a lot of calls about our long-term hard money loan program that we're offering to investors, because the non-QM program, which was built for real estate investors, allowed investors to not even submit their tax returns or maybe just submit bank statements. All those lenders have put all operations on hold. We had several loans working with them, with a lender out of California, and they haven't shut down, but originally they told us April 3rd that they're going to look at it again, and now they've extended that to the beginning of May, really. So we're waiting to hear how that goes. I'm not sure if that market's ever going to come back, at least anytime soon. So if you do have a non-QM loan that you were looking at, we do have a long-term hard money solution that might work for you. You can reach out to me, and I'll tell you what the programs are. It's kind of a case-by-case basis, but it is a 20-year amortization. It is a 5-year balloon, so it gives you at least 5 years. It's not a perfect loan. It's not as the rate is not as good as a non-QM, but it's a solution, and we're starting to see a lot of requests for that, especially with people that have properties that are paid off. If you have a property that's paid off and you want to take some cash out to pay bills to get through this next several months, or to buy a property, there's going to be a lot of opportunity, I think, in the real estate market. So a lot of investors who've been sitting on the sidelines the last couple of years are now getting ready to start buying properties. I think there's going to be a lot more activity. Conventional update, that market has been in disarray for the last couple of weeks. It's starting to settle down right now. I actually refinanced my house today. I actually closed on my refinance today on my primary residence, which I was able to lock in at 3.25% about a month ago. Rates are still about that right now. Investment property is going to be over 4%. Primary residencies are going to be closer to 3.25%, something like that. So the rates are still good. That market was really in disarray about a week ago. We couldn't even get the lenders to lock anything because the 10-year bond was just all over the market. But the Fed has agreed to buy all of these mortgage-backed securities. So by doing that, it's really driving the rate down. So they haven't put a limit on it. So that's good for the market. It's not building activity, but it's good to keep the rates down right now. Anyway, that's all I have today. Just wanted to give you guys an update. Again, if you have questions on the SBA Loan Program or anything else, feel free. If I can help you, I'll point you in the right direction. Even if we can't do the loan for you, I will try to steer you in the right direction. That's what we're here for. But we're still here making hard money loans. We're still doing conventional loans. So anybody has a question, you can send it to askdarrell@noblemortgage.com. That's ask, DAREL, at noblemortgage.com, and those emails go directly to me and I'll respond to you. I've already got a lot of emails from people asking questions about what's going on in the mortgage market, what we're seeing, and so forth. So feel free to use it, and we will do anything we can to help you. So everybody stay safe, stay home, stay active, try to get a routine. I've built a little gym in my garage, so I didn't get much. I went to academy, just about everything was gone, but I was able to put together a few things for myself to stay active, and I have two teenage boys that probably still sleeping right now. I don't know if y'all saw my post yesterday. I got home at 5 o'clock, and my little one was just now getting up. He's 15, and when I woke up in the morning, he was still awake. So I'm like, these boys, man. But they are doing their online classes, so they're keeping up with all that. So anyway, everybody stay safe, wash your hands, be very, very careful. This thing's for real, and we'll talk to you soon.